All right, guys, today we got a very special guest in the house. Singer, rapper, actor, makeup artist, ice skater, a woman of many talents, yet very controversial as well. We're talking about the one, the only Tina Torres.
What's good?
How you doing today, Tina?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm just so glad that we were able to connect. You know, my fans have been telling me to link with you for a few months now. And
Really?
I want you to be honest, okay, about this. But are you familiar with my channel prior to me hitting you up? It's okay if you're not.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, my channel's pretty controversial because I cover a lot of things that people are afraid to cover, especially with the questions I ask. So I thought it would be a perfect fit with you. With my interviews, I really like to start at the beginning and get help the people understand the person more and how they got to this point in their life. So where were you born and where did you grow up?
Born and raised in San Francisco, California, in the Bay Area. And then my family moved to the East Bay. And then we also moved to Arizona when I was about a preteen. And then we were like in LA at the same time. So my family's organization was split up in between Arizona and LA. So I was always kind of bouncing around between the two.
So you definitely were all over the place, and I'm sure that helped you become a more well-rounded person.
Absolutely.
And you're Mexican, is that right?
I am Peruvian. I'm quarter Peruvian, quarter Mexican, and half Nicaragüense.
Wow.
Crazy mix.
Right. And what was the household like when you were growing up? Was it very traditional?
I wouldn't say traditional, but I grew up in a Christian home, and it's like my upbringing is very unorthodox. Like you can't. It's like out of this. It's you can't put it in a box. You know what I mean? Where my dad came from the streets, from the Bay Area as a gang member. And then he ended up giving his life to Christ when he was 18 because he almost went to prison for attempted murder. And then he ended up converting to Christianity and then joined a denomination called Victory Outreach, which was a bunch of like ex-gang members that were now Christian. But the problem is mixing that religion in with that street mentality and mindset was kind of a recipe for disaster. But so he evolved past that. But it was like, and we ended up getting caught up in, the evangelical Christianity, Assemblies of God. At one point he was the youth pastor of the Dream Center in LA. And all of that just came crumbling down because, religion is not sustainable.
Wow, that's amazing. So he went from like one extreme to the other extreme, but at the same time, you have the conflict there of coming from one mentality to the next, right? Did he ever
Exactly.
like tell you about the struggles he had with that?
I mean, my dad was always very vocal, so he was always kind of transparent with everything, but it was never in like the sentiment like that he struggled. And maybe now that in retrospect, maybe he wasn't even fully aware of what was happening. You know what I mean? Because his focal point was Christianity, making sure to save souls, and then, helping teens, which he did. My family has helped a countless number of families. But things can get twisted even when you have good intentions.